Hello everyone, myself Shaifujaman Tarafdar, Assistant Professor in Geography, Gaur Mahavidyalaya, Malda, West Bengal. Now I am going to deliver a short presentation on environmental impacts of inversion of temperature or environmental importance of inversion of temperature. Let's begin. Hello students, what do you notice in this picture? What is happening in the boiling water? You see, there is a pot and the fire in below the pot and the water is boiling. What is happening? The boiling water moves upward and again it's go the corner and then moves downward. In this way, the circulation of water is happening. What do you know about this process? Yes, this process is called convection. This convection process is very important in our atmosphere too. Okay, because this convection process helps the circulation or movement of wind and related some atmospheric phenomena. What are those atmospheric phenomena? Condensation, precipitation, etc. Let's see what are the learning objectives. That means from this lesson what type of understanding or knowledge the students will gain. First, they will acquire the knowledge of definition of the inversion of temperature. They will understand the inversion of temperature in relation to practical life. That means after this class, the knowledge which they have acquired, they will be able to apply in the practical field whenever they experience or observe the phenomena of inversion of temperature. Next, they will understand the importance of inversion of temperature on the physical environment as well as biological and social environment. Let me make it clear. Physical environment means our natural surroundings and biological environment means importance or impacts on the organisms. That means the human being as well as other organisms. And social environment means the man-made environment. That means human society, humans, economy, etc. All the three components or parts of the environment are affected by the inversion of temperature. Let's see how. First, we want to know what is inversion of temperature. As you all know, in the lower layer of the atmosphere, that means the layer of the atmosphere which is just close to the Earth's surface is called troposphere. In this layer, what happens? The temperature decreases with increasing altitude, which we may call the lapse rate. Okay. In certain cases and in certain situations, a reverse action happens. What is the reverse action? Temperature increases with altitude instead of decreasing. This phenomena is called inversion of temperature. That means the inversion or inverse phenomena of the lapse rate is the inversion of temperature. That means in case of inversion of temperature, there will be cooler air beneath the atmospheric layer, that means close to the surface, and relatively warmer air above the surface. Okay, this situation we may call the inversion of temperature. Okay, let's check two images now. Here is the images where I am trying to show the inversion layer. That means atmosphere just close to the surface is cooler and the above layer of atmosphere is relatively warmer, and thus when we move from low close to surface to upward, then we may observe the increasing temperature. This is the inversion of temperature. Then again another image. It is a mountain valley where the inversion of temperature is very common phenomena. In the lower part of the valley, the air is cool, and in the middle part of the valley, the air is relatively warmer. There are several regions for temperature of inversion which happens in different parts of the world and in different times, that means in different seasons. That may be discussed in another session. Today we will focus on the environmental importance of this phenomena, that is inversion of temperature. Then why it is important? As we have seen in the boiling water, there is a convection process. That means the warm water moves upward, then it cools and it again comes down, and there is a circulation in the water. The same process happens in normal situation in atmosphere also, and that is why we observe the upward movement of air and the condensation, cloud formation, and the resultant precipitation. If air does not move or cannot move upward, then the chance of condensation, cloud formation, and precipitation will stop. That is the most important impact of inversion of temperature. And there are some other effects that can harm the environment as well as the organisms. Let's see what are those. First, rainfall stops. If air does not move upward, then the condensation process will stop. What will be the result? No cloud, then no chance of rainfall. So rainfall will stop. Next, persistent fog. If inversion layer sustains for few days or few hours, then the fog will be generated in the lower layer and it will sustain for a longer period, and due to this the various effects or harmful effects will be caused. What are those? In industrial areas, the smoke is generated, and this fog and smoke together form smog, which is very harmful for organisms, for crops, and for human beings also. There is a famous example of London smog. In Europe, England, London, there was a smog which prevailed for about a week, which caused many deaths as well as many other detrimental impacts. So the smog is very much harmful for the natural environment as well as the organisms. There is another important effect of fog. What is this? If fog sustains for a longer period, it will hamper the road transport, rail transport, as well as air and sea navigation. The result is the delaying of the traffic movement. The accident may cause in air traffic movement, in sea navigation, or in road, that may cause the death of human being. Next, health hazards due to smog and dryness. If inversion layer persists, then the smog also persists close to the surface atmosphere, and if we inhale this smog, that means the fog with smoke which bears the diluted acid, it will enter in our lungs and it cause harmful effects for our body as well as for our skin, because the smog came in contact with our skins. Not only that, it also make loss in the agricultural production also, because these diluted acids cause damage to the crops. So these are the detrimental and harmful environmental impacts caused by the inversion of temperature. Hope you all understand. Now, what are the important questions to be considered from this lesson? First, define inversion of temperature. What do you mean by inversion of temperature, and what are the environmental implications of it? Another question may arise. Next, what are the conditions in which inversion of temperature occurs? There are several conditions in which inversion of temperature occurs. That's all. Thank you.